Poetry Writing for Kids. Topic 8. Writing a Villanelle. A poem can be a collection of words that expresses feelings or ideas, sometimes with a specific meaning, sound, or rhythm. A villanelle is a structured French verse poem. The word villanelle comes from the Italian word villano, which means peasant. During the Renaissance, the villanella or villancico were Italian and Spanish dance songs. French poets who call their poems villanelle did not write their poetry with any structure. Instead, they wrote about the ideal country life, which explored the human connection with nature or rustic themes. It wasn't until the 19th century that the villanelle was defined as a structured form of poetry by the French poet Théodore de Banville. The first structured villanelle was written by a French poet named Jean Passerat in 1606. Nowadays, some common themes for a villanelle are love, loss, time, seasons, and obsession. A villanelle is made up of 19 lines. These lines follow a strict structure of 5 tercets, 3-line stanzas, followed by 1 quatrain, 4-line stanza. Villanelles follow a specific rhyme pattern of ABA for the tercets and ABAA for the quatrain. Structure is how the words of a poem are organized. A stanza is a group of lines separated from other groups of lines by a blank line or indentation. A verse is a stanza that doesn't have a specific number of lines, but it all goes together and makes sense. A refrain is a line or group of lines regularly repeated in a poem, usually at the beginning or end of a poem. Let's take a look at one of the first villanelles ever written by French poet Jean Passerat. This poem is called I Lost My Turtle Dove. I have lost my turtle dove. Isn't that her gentle coo? I will go find my love. Here you mourn your mated love. Oh God, I am mourning too. I have lost my turtle dove. If you trust your faithful dove, trust my faith is just as true. I will go and find my love. Plaintively you speak your love. All my speech is turned into I have lost my turtle dove. Such a beauty was my dove. Other beauties will not do. I will go and find my love. Death, again entreated of, take one who is offered you. I have lost my turtle dove. I will go and find my love. Okay, let's look at the structure of this poem. The first line of the poem, I have lost my turtle dove, is repeated at the end of the 2nd and 4th tercets as well as the 3rd line of the quatrain. The 3rd line of the poem, I will go and find my love, is repeated at the end of the 3rd and 5th tercets. The ABA rhyme pattern for the tercets and ABAA rhyme scheme for the quatrain are underlined to help you see the pattern of a villanelle. Also, notice that the words of the other lines follow the rhyming pattern. Now, I will write my own villanelle poem. First, I will need to brainstorm a theme for my poem. I will write about my lost puppy. Then, I will need to think about the 2 lines that I want to repeat in my villanelle. These lines should focus on the theme of my poem. Next, I will need to use rhyming words that follow the structure of ABA for the tercets and ABAA for the quatrain. Last, I will need to put my words together for my readers. Let's try it. Before I start, there are several ways to plan out a poem. You can either make a list of words that describe the subject or theme of your poem, or you can create a mind map to help you organize your thoughts. Then, you can plan out what words go together to create the perfect image of your subject in your readers' minds. The title of my poem will be Where is my puppy? Where is my puppy? Is that her gentle woof? I must go and find my pup. I am lost without her. I will find my lost pup. Where is my puppy? I found her chew bone. I found her soft blanket. Where is my puppy? She must be hungry. She must feel alone. I must go and find my pup. Where would she have gone? She couldn't have gone far. Where is my puppy? She hasn't eaten lunch. Her water bowl is untouched. Hopefully she is okay. I must go and find my pup. I did it! I wrote a villanelle about my lost puppy. My poem has 19 lines that include 5 tercets and 1 quatrain. My poem also follows the ABA, ABAA pattern scheme. Now it's your turn. First, you will need to brainstorm a theme for your poem. Then, you will need to think about the 2 lines that you want to repeat in your villanelle. These lines should focus on the theme of your poem. Next, you will need to use rhyming words that follow the structure of ABA for the tercets and ABAA for the quatrain. Last, you will need to put your words together for your readers. Would you like to learn how you could write any type of poem? Then be sure to check out the next video in this series called Writing an Ode Poem to learn how you can write your own ode poem from start to finish. If you like this video, then check out Miss Dorismond's Virtual Corner for even more. If you are a teacher, you can follow Miss Dorismond's Virtual Corner on Instagram, Pinterest, Facebook, and TPT. And don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more videos like this one. Thanks for watching!